Gaming Bolt presents 15 big questions that these games failed to answer. Throughout the history of video games, there have been a lot of plot holes. Sometimes they're explained down the line, other times there are these big questions that are seemingly never answered. In some games it's worse than others, but even in stories with a generally well-knit plot and pacing, you can't help but go, wait a minute. Here are 15 games that failed to answer some big questions. Be warned, spoilers inbound. Missing Queen, Alien Isolation. Given how the xenomorph is your primary threat in Alien Isolation, it's easy to forget some of the logic leaps that occur. For instance, who laid all of the facehugger eggs? A queen is usually needed in these cases, as the first Alien film taught us. So, where is she? Some theorize that any xenomorph is capable of morphing into a queen over time if none of its species are nearby. Perhaps the prime antagonist in Isolation is the queen. We'll never actually know. The last Metroid. Metroid is an odd series in that the threats within, namely the Metroids, keep coming back. Sure, you could make the same argument for Ridley, but we've heard of the Metroids being eradicated time and time again. Yet somehow they just keep coming back. Besides re-emerging in Super Metroid, resulting in Zebes being annihilated, the species would re-emerge in Metroid Other M. Of course, another appearance was on the cards with the inclusion in Metroid Fusion, despite the X-Parasites being the main threat. Where is the last Metroid? Only time will tell. The Wheatfield, Portal 2. It wouldn't be a Valve game without a few mysteries. Portal 2's conclusion sees GLaDOS releasing Chell into a beautiful wheat field. What is the meaning of this wheat field? Theories ranging from Chell actually being dead, because in Greek mythology they envision heaven as a cornfield, to this being yet another test chamber to run rampant in. Don't expect Valve to clarify this anytime soon. The Refrigerator, Kingsley's Adventure. In Kingsley's Adventure, a 3D platformer released in 1991 for the PlayStation 1, there's a fridge in Reggie's castle ruins. One interview mentioned that there's a talking celery and carrot inside, but you can't reach it or even unlock the damn thing. As such, the character's inclusion in the game is unconfirmed. So what does the fridge do? It's not talking, that much is for sure. Locked Chest, Banjo-Kazooie. Don't you just hate chests that are locked and seemingly can't be opened? In Banjo-Kazooie's Mad Monster Mansion, there's one such chest. In a collectible-focused game like Banjo-Kazooie, you'd naturally want to collect everything you can, but this locked chest prevents you from doing so. Seriously, what's in it? What's in the box? The Morph Ball, Metroid. Samus has a number of unique abilities, including transforming into a small morph ball to traverse narrow openings. But how does it work? How does it not destroy all of her organs in the process? Even in her Zero Suit form, Samus is capable of transforming into a morph ball. Just what? The Traitor, Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. After playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, you may have been underwhelmed by Dream Drop Distance and then watched Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. The film sets up the events that led to the whole good versus evil war, but it revolves around a traitor among the foretellers. While it does set up the events for the Keyblade Wars, the traitor is never revealed. Does the traitor even exist? At this point, we'll have to wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to find out, which could be a while. Normandy's Escape, Mass Effect 3. This was ultimately answered in the extended cut, with Shepard calling in the Normandy to extract his companions, but it's still weird. When the mass relays are ultimately destroyed in Mass Effect 3, how does your crew manage to get far enough away? Also, why is Shepard's crew so far away to begin with, even if this was a simple extraction? How could they have known to get away? The Great War, Fallout. The Great War catalyzed the very creation of the Fallout universe. Post-apocalyptic nuclear Earth wouldn't have been a thing if all of the armed nations had not launched their missiles. But who started it? Who launched the first missile and why? Hints are scattered all throughout the series, even if President Richardson says in Fallout 2 that the Chinese started it. W.D. Gaster, Undertale. Undertale is full of mysteries and entertaining secrets, but none deeper than W.D. Gaster. Apparently, a scientist whose experiment went wrong, Gaster is hinted at being everywhere in Undertale, even preventing the player from choosing his name as their own. It's gotten crazy to the point where even changing some of the game's code unearths even more hints of the man's work. Creator Toby Fox hasn't revealed all yet, but we have a feeling that WD Gaster is far from gone. The Goomba's Shoe, Super Mario Bros. 3. You probably didn't know that the oversized shoe that Mario could jump into and bop enemies with was called the Goomba's Shoe. But why? Especially when it looks like Goombas don't even wear shoes. First introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3, you see Goombas inside of these shoes just meandering around until you stomp on them. In Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for the game, it's referred to as Kuribo's Goomba or Goomba's Goomba. And no, neither of these answer our questions. Queen Myrrah, Gears of War 3. Queen Myrrah's origins are fairly straightforward. She's descended from the scientists of the New Hope research facility that was looking into the toxic effects of emulsion. Bestowing the title of queen upon herself, she takes command of the Locust Horde. Okay, but how? How did she come to lead the Locust? Or rather, why did they take her as their leader? When Reyna is captured in Gears of War 4 and used as part of the Swarm's network, is it because of some special power? The series has yet to address these questions. Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake. In Alan Wake, light is a commodity, as are the sources that create it. However, one such man seems to have bypassed those requirements: Wake's agent, Barry Wheeler. Somehow, in this perpetually dark land, Wheeler is able to power rooms and even locates Christmas lights blessed by the Energizer Bunny. We don't know how Barry does it, but lakes not being oceans is probably not the answer. The end or the beginning? Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. What's happening in the ending? When Venom Snake hears Big Boss's speech and realizes he's not the real deal, there seems to be hints of a time shift, as indicated when he flips the cassette over to reveal Operation Intrude in 313, the same mission from the first Metal Gear. If so, why hasn't Venom Snake aged? If not, why does the symbol on the door behind him change from Diamond Dogs to Outer Heaven? Then there's the presence of the MSX, the first system Metal Gear arrived on, which is a whole other fruit basket to go into. Ghost Girl, Pokemon X and Y. A mystery that's haunted Pokemon X and Y players is the sudden appearance of the Ghost Girl. She appears upon entering a certain building in Lumio City, walks strangely, and comments casually that you're not the one. What the hell? Producer Masuda didn't have much to offer on the subject other than saying, "Oh," over and over again. Stay classy, Game Freak. Some have indicated that this could be a curse from not tipping the ghost in Route 14's haunted house. Needless to say, no real answers have been found yet. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Bolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.